Big old journey to get here for me now, but brilliant, target achieved. Well, chuffed with that. That's what we come down here for, and we get one on the third cast. Not bad. We weren't sure if they're going to be in the river yet, being a bit early. Just had our first bite on the big rod, couple of fun. Yep, still getting pulled. Let's see what's there, shall we? Whoa, not too heavy. Real solid. How's it going, everyone? Hope you're all well. So you joined me down on the River Alde. I've done like an hour 45-minute journey to get here, and I've just set up. I've got both rods out. Got a big lump of squid on one, hoping that a big old bass is out there and going to chomp on it. And I've got lug on the other one, on the 2-hook flapper. I've tapped one just the other side of the weed down in front of me, which is about 20 yards, and then I've got the other one out in the middle, just doing its thing out there. Come along the Aldborough top bit, took a photo so I insert it. There must be about 40 anglers along there. There's obviously a match going on, and then there's pleasure anglers at the end of it as well. There's also a load behind me over here at the gate, so it's pretty busy for people fishing. Cool. And then there's a chap, I don't know, 200 yards down that way, fishing on the river the same as me. So hopefully someone's going to catch some fish. I hope we're going to get a few as well. So target is bass and flounders really, but we'll see what happens. You never can tell, can you? But you can try and target stuff and put the right rigs and baits out there and see how you get on. We got a load of lug down here that I dug myself yesterday. So got about, I think I got about 80 good worms, and then about sort of 15, 20 ones that split in a spare bit of paper. So that's not bad. We've got box of squid, nice big ones, box of squid, little tiny ones. We've got somewhere around 20 crabs, so we've got plenty of crab. What else we got? I've got to remember myself now. Got all sorts of stuff. Some mackerel and bits and pieces like that as well. And yeah, the normal stuff that I take really. So I'll spin you around and have a look at the rods. We'll have a look around the area, and let's hope we get a few bites. We're 2.5 hours up from high tide at the moment, so we're sort of 3/4 of the way up. I'm going to fish it up and then back down and see how it goes. I prefer here on the way down, but we'll see how it goes. This is the sort of time I had available to me, and it's a lovely day. We've got 21 degrees. I'm sitting here in the sunglasses. I don't really need this top one, to be honest. I might even actually take it off. Just we've got a wind coming down from behind us, which is why I got the old shelter up. But otherwise, really nice. I could quite easily sit there in a t-shirt in the sun. I'm keeping the hat on so I don't get burnt as well. So it's sort of one of them days. The water's rippling that way. So let's have a little look around. So there you go, there's the rods. You can see I've got my normal setup at the moment. I've got my smaller rod for closer in stuff, and then my bigger rod for the bigger baits further out. The bigger bait rod on the further out one is me 2000 Sport Gemini, and the other one's my Dower Sensor, which is really soft tip, really good for bites and, you know, schoolies and bass and flounders and that sort of stuff. It's ideal for. It's a nice soft tip. Whereas the other one's got a bit more of a backbone and will hit it out there, but it's still got a decent tip. So I've got braid on the bigger one, so we get, you know, better indentation for bites and stuff. So let's do it. Let's see if we can get some bites, see if we can get some fish on the bank. Let's do some fishing. Yeehaw! Hopefully you can probably see the water's crystal clear on the edges. Don't know if that's getting murkier as I go further out, but as that tide sort of comes around and fills up this area up to the top of these ridges and stuff, be interesting to see if that's still pure clear like that, you know, sort of 3 or 4 foot down, or about going murky. Right rods, time to see a bite. So we just had our first bite on the smaller rod, the closest one to us, and it was just thumping quite nicely, still tapping slightly. Here we go. Something there, I think. Well, not I think, yeah, it's definitely a bite. That went really hard the first couple of times. I'm going to guess a flounder because that's not like a sharp bite of a bass. So I'm going to guess sort of flounder dab maybe. There we go. Tapping away. I'm going to give it a minute to get itself on the old hook. And hopefully we'll be into our first fish. It's the only bite we've had so far. I've had 3 casts, I think. So not too bad. Tide's pushing its way in now. I have snapped up once, which is unbelievable. The only bit sticking up on the whole bit of the river, and I managed to get caught around it with the line. I cast out and the wind went in a big old bow, and there's not much I could do about it. It's tapping away still. So I'll keep an eye on it, and hopefully I'll bring it back in a minute, reeling in a fish. Yeah, it's tapped a few more times, but it's sort of stopped now. It's not going like it was before. So let's see what's going on, shall we? Tide's hitting the bank now on the sides. Ooh. I don't know if we're in a weed or whatever out there. We're coming through weed and stuff, I know that. So I can feel myself pulling through it. Feels heavy, but we're coming through weed and stuff, so it's hard to say. Unless we get any head shakes or anything like that, or any kickbacks. I'm not sure. Yep, fish just come up on the surface, so we got a fish. What do we got? Because I only see it splash, I didn't actually see what it was. Oh, looking good, looking good. Mr. Bass by the looks of things. Not bad, not bad. 3rd cast, target achieved already. Just what we wanted. So it's not the biggest bass in the world or anything, but that's target achieved and that's a start. Lovely jubbly, lovely silver bar. Fin up and everything, look. Awesome. Right, let's get it back to the river, see if his mum and dad's out to play. Well, chuffed with that. That's what we come down here for. And we get one on the 3rd cast. Not bad. I wasn't sure if they're going to be in the river yet, being a bit early. But you never know unless you try, do you? Big old journey to get here for me now, but brilliant. Target achieved. Be happy if I can get a few more as well, but and a flounder would be nice as well. Nice to see how we get on. Not getting no bites on the black lug, but the lug, which is not massive, it's just fresh. Them sort of size worms, they're not huge. But I didn't want nothing too crazy. If I did want to put a big bait on, I'd just put 2 or 3 on, but I like them to be a bit smaller for the flounders and stuff. Well, obviously you can only dig what you can dig. I've got a few bigger ones in there. And some bits and pieces. But yeah, pretty good. Let's keep going. The sun's still lovely and warm. Tide's hitting the bank and that's so clear. Normally I'd like to just flick it out 15-20 yards on the edge here, but it's so clear. I can't see nothing happening, but I will have a go once the tide get up there. It's only just sort of hitting the banks and they're starting to come up the sides, so we'll see what it does. Wind's still howling down that way. but it's not really stopping us from fishing. It's not really doing nothing really, just apart from putting a bow in the line when you cast out and stuff, but that's easily dealt with. So we ought to see one of these bigger baits go now, don't we? We'll try something like a squid and razor in a minute, I think, on the big rod, and see what that do for us. I know the old bass like a bit of razor. Bite on the same rod again. They're definitely preferring the lug. It's only been out there, what, 2 or 3 minutes? We've just got to work out how to get through to the bigger ones now, but you never know what's going to be on the end of the next bite, do you? It's definitely something there chomping up though. It was bouncing away quite nicely. There we go again now. Obviously I could put the other rod onto lug as well and do that, but I want that to try and search out a bigger fish if possible. Wee, tap, 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 tap. Let's go bring it in, see what it is. Hopefully I ain't going too early on it, but I don't think I am. It's been going quite a bit. Can't believe how crystal clear it is down the sides. The reel's moving. It's the only thing where I'm fishing, I'm out in the middle there, but I don't know, 20 yards or so out is a massive weed bed and I have to come through it every time. And when you've got a fish on, you can't pull it up over it. So you have to just play it. I can feel the fish playing, so it's definitely something on there. Thumpity thump, thump, thump. Don't feel nothing too massive. Yeah, I can see something. What have we got this time, man? Of course, seeing it in the crystal clear water is lovely. Just a little schoolie, but still another fish. How nice is that? That must be this year's or last year's babies. Nice to see there's some small ones in the river, and yeah, the breeding and all that is happening how it should, but it'd be nice if we can get some big ones. So I just had a very large fish just roll about 10 yards off a bank. Splashed and scared the hell out of me. I thought it was a seal or something popping up, but it weren't. I could see it was a fish. I'm going to guess it was a bass. If not, that's the sea trout. It weren't a mullet because it weren't long and thin sort of thing. It had some body to it. So what I've done is I've dropped both rods down. I've got one down there with a little crab on, and I've got one down there with a razor lug on. We're just going to have a go and see if there's something close in as that tide comes in. As you can see over there now, the tide's climbing up the bank, so we're getting more depth really close in now. But if I go close, as you can see, it's pretty crystal clear, so it's quite crazy. You can't see nothing swimming about, but as soon as you get to, I don't know, 2 or 3 foot deep, a bit further out, I can't really see in the water, even with me Polaroids on. But hopefully something big is going to smash one of these rods in a minute, and we're going to get ourselves a nice big bass, something like that. Or sea trout would be even better, because I've never had a sea trout. So I'll put the crabs and put the rods further back out again, because close in I was just getting crabbed out within sort of 5-10 minutes. They were getting chummed up and I was bringing in crabs, which we don't really want. Obviously I'm trying crab myself, and I actually got a whole small crab out there at the moment. But there's definitely fish in the area. I keep seeing big swells on top of the water. Can't really see what they are yet, but they're taking something. Not quite sure what. I've tried to sort of creep along the edges and see what they are, but can't really see. Only that one, that big one, that one right in front of me down here. That looks silvery, looks like a bass, but like I say, it could be a sea trout as well. But let's see if the bites continue out there again. I'll put one with lug on and one with a crab on it. We'll see if we can get a bite back out there. I haven't seen the chap further down bring in anything yet, but it does seem to be casting every few minutes. He's probably getting the same as me. He's probably getting crabbed close in. Just had our first bite on the big rod. Couple of thumps. Hopefully it'll go again and we'll get something. Yep, still getting pulled. Let's see what's there, shall we? Ooh, hopefully we're going to get it. Ooh. Pull straight into some rocks or something out there. It's not going to help me much. God, getting caught on all sorts. I don't think I'm pulling a fish in that quick. It's probably missed it, which is not great. Yeah, I did. No. Most of the bait, well, pretty much the bait is gone. I'm gonna crab this one up this time. Short, closer in rod is bouncing away. See if we can get it. I've only flicked it out. It's only out about 15 yards. I'll try to keep the bait up off the bottom, so I've got the hook snood up here, and that's just flowing instead of sitting on the bottom of the crabs. I don't know if a smaller fish just pegging at it or there's actually something on there, but it was giving a good old bass type rattle. The other big rod's just laying out there with a big chunk of crab on there, just in case there's a big daddy out there somewhere. It's going to prove me wrong now and not go again now. Look. Now I've got him stood next to it. Water's well in now. We've got about 40 minutes to high tide. That's pretty much well up the side of the bank. There's about that much left before it come over. Hey, what happened there then? I was literally getting these really good thumping bites and that seemed to have stopped. I'm gonna strike it just in case there's something on it. If not, could have been Mr. Crab. Oh. I've still got the small lug on there I put on there and it's not chopped up by a crab, so I'm just going to squeeze him back over the eye and put him back down. See if we can do the same again, basically. It was very quick to get a bite there. I'm literally just doing that. I mean, it's just down. Probably heard it splash. It's literally just down in front of us. Rod length out, rod and a half out, something like that. Keep your rod really high, and that keeps the bait up off the bottom. And if they're all just starting about down there, because like I said, I keep seeing them swirling all over the place, whatever they are. So there's definitely fish coming along, coming through. It's just a case of hooking up to something. I'm quite shocked because that was absolutely thumping when I got up. Well, before I put the camera on. And then it stopped. So it seemed to have gone really, really quiet. I had a bite for, I don't know, 4 or 5 casts now. And nothing's happened. The wind's swung around and it's now coming in my face, so I might have to move all the shelter and turn it facing the other way in a minute. Because it's blasting me from that way now, whereas before it was coming down that way. But I've just had a rebait and I've just gone big lug baits on both rods this time. Got like 4 or 5 lug on each rod. And I've hit one over that way and one down that way. So I've got, they're basically split like that, right out, sort of 80 yards, something like that. So right out there. And we'll see what it does. Hopefully it'll give us a bite. I can hear the waves over on the other side, on the sea side of things, splashing around like mad. Really crashing up the sides. I'm glad I'm over this side, but that wind's still quite annoying. Sun's sort of lost its warmth now, it's just sort of starting to go down. Oh, we've got a bite on the big rod. That's good news. Been a while. Could do with another bite. Over there at the car, I've actually got my suit, so I might just walk across and get it if I need it. It's gone high tide now, and it's now just turned and they're starting to trickle downwards. Picking up a little bit of weed on some of the casts now as well, which is a bit of a pain. But I thought with that good start we had, you know, a couple of bass within the first 4 casts, I thought we were gonna, you know, keep going nicely. But I had a couple of bites that I missed, but they could have been crab bites. It's definitely crabs close in. If I flick it out close in and lay out on the bottom, literally within 20-30 seconds I'm getting little, you know, sort of shaky judders, and then when you bring it in your bait's gone. It's just crabs chomping it up. So that ain't a lot good. Chap's still down that end there. I haven't seen him have anything yet, but he's doing the same as me. He's casting around, trying to find a fish, I reckon. I'll keep going for a bit more. I'll go till dark, I reckon. And if that's still fishing okay, I'll even have a go after dark, but we'll see how it goes. I've got plenty of lug in that left. I've still got, what, 30, 40 lug, and then loads of other stuff, black, squid, razor, you name it. So we've got plenty of bait. It's just a case of getting some more bites. Might even have a crab bite on that big rod, because that's just, it's not like, you know, a nice bass bite. That's just like us pulling at it, which we don't really want. I might just give it a nudge in a minute and just move it, because I've got a nice big juicy lug bait out there, which is like 3 or 4 lug all squished together. I don't really want a crab sitting there chopping it all up. Whoa, not too happy. His reels fell apart. Tried taking it apart and having a look at it and stuff, but something must be missing. Something's broke, because the spool won't stay up. Obviously when you reel, that's just spinning around. I mean, these are not the best reels. These are only cheapy, but I do like them for the old bass and that down the sides and stuff. It's a fun reel, but I don't think I'll buy another one. I bought 3 of them for messing around with, and the old Penn Surf Blast is definitely way better. Right, so now what am I going to do? Pile a load of bait onto that one. Actually getting quite chilly, to be honest. It's quite cold now. That sun's lost all its warmth. And when I got here it was like 22 degrees. It's probably about 7 or 8 at the moment, or at the most. So let's get the other rod in. Let's lump a load of lug on it, whack it out there, see if we can get ourselves another bite. I'm getting a bit of weed now at the moment. That's the only thing. It's a bit of a pain, but we've got to try and get another fish, haven't we? Okay, so we just got the big rod now on the braid. put a 3-hook flapper on there with really short snoods. And basically put 3 lug out. See if we can get some more bites, because it's gone really, really slow. I'm trying close in at the moment, and then gonna launch it out in the middle there. We were catching when we first got here, and we'll just see how it goes. Time's ticking away. It's not going to be too long now before it's dark. Everyone's disappeared apart from me. There's a couple of people up on the wall still. Don't know if they're fishing or just watching. Like I said earlier, I could hear the waves breaking away. They're crashing away. So I'm surprised. I thought once we got a few bass, they would have carried on and would have maybe found some flatfish, but it was a bit strange. It sort of went quiet after that. I've had a couple of bites since, but it's been hours now since I've had another fish. I think I was bringing another fish in, I don't know, about an hour or so ago, and as I was coming through the weed out there, that felt like it came off, but otherwise not much else has really been happening. The trouble is, if I lay it flat close in, which I would normally do, because they run along the edges, especially on the way out, all I get is crab bites straight away. They're just straight on the lug and smashing it to bits. And I've tried crab and that's not doing anything. I've tried razor, I've tried squid, I've tried a big chunk of squid, I've tried a mini squid, I've tried bits of mackerel. The only thing really getting bites is lugworm, which we've got about 15 to 20 left that are decent, and a few bits. I thought I'd better find a few more bites than this. Right, I'm going to move it from just down there. I'm going to hit it out there where the actual fish have actually come from today. It was literally how close I had it. Top 2 baits are good. Bottom one had a bit of a nibble, which means that was on the bottom. Mr. Crab was nibbling it. So we'll just top that up and then we'll put it out there in the middle, I think. Shame, because I've had plenty of these really nice lug. Hoping they were going to do the business. Took a few hours to dig, and they're quite decent worms. I haven't seen any more of their fish swirling lately. It's been a while now. Oh, definitely getting chilly. Right, launch it out in the middle there, shall we? I hope we don't get 10 ton of weed come through and start ripping us down. Yep, that's out there. That's definitely out there. It's a lot deeper out there. You can feel it sort of go down, and I'll try and keep the line up a bit because there is some weed going through, like I say, which is a bit of a pain. Looks like we're dug in quite nicely. There's a few people up and down the old road looking around, but otherwise not too much happening. The fishing's just gone completely dead. There's just nothing happening. The rod's just sitting there still. Even the crabs are not tapping it now. At least we've got a nice sunset to look at. It's a good job the surroundings and stuff are nice, because that wouldn't have been so good if not. It's a lovely spot to sit, but it's freezing cold now compared to what I've been all day. My hands are like ice, which is unusual for a session on here. But then, to be fair, I don't normally fish on here until June, July sort of time. I just thought I'd come and give it a go in a different time of year. You know, why not? We had a couple of bass, so, you know, not complaining, but I thought that might have been a bit more productive. I've still got the rod out, I've still got 3 baits on. I didn't give up, but so back in the car. I had to give up in the end, to be fair. I was putting 3 hook flappers out, nice lug baits on them. When I was reeling in, 1 hook snood was coming back and I was losing 2. I've done it 3 times. So there's just loads and loads of crabs out there. It's got really cold as well. My hands are like ice, I don't know if you can tell, but they're bright red. Oh, so I called it. Not very often I do that, but obviously I've got an hour 45, nearly 2 hour drive back, so I thought I'd do that as well. Jump in the car, get nice and warmed up, get back. I could do some editing, some other stuff I need to do when I get back, and watch some of your videos. So thank you very much for watching, appreciate your time. At least we had a couple of bass. I'm quite happy that we got the target, that's what I come here for. What are we going to do next? Any suggestions, anywhere you want me to go? Doesn't matter where it is, just let me know in the comments below and I'll give it a go. Right, I'm going to do this drive home. So thanks for watching, bye for now, see you later.